Here we go. We're sending data. So we should be live. Do you want to think about doing that? Could you pop out a link onto Twitter?
I'm looking for the video at the moment. It's not showing. It's not showing up as yet for me. Oh, there we go now.
Yeah.
There's that bad boy.
There we are. That's us.
Okay.
Minus our clock.
So Baldur's Gate 3 info dropping now. I'm Rokk around the car, including the price and crowd. I'm just talking away and we're live on the stream here, and I forgot about that one.
I know. Hi, Eddie. So Duncan has some big breaking news about Baldur's Gate, Eddie, which I know you are going to be interested to hear. Do we want to just give it a couple of minutes, Duncan, and get a few people in before you break your big news?
Yes, I have got it out on Twitter now because I'm an absolute moonbeam.
Eddie, does Duncan and I, do we sound okay now? We should, Duncan, say hello, Eddie.
Hello, Eddie. How are you?
Hey, Krampus.
Hi, Krampus. Always good to see you here as well, as long with Eddie as well. Sorry, I'm just caught up here because I've been running about here doing about a million and things here in my wires or all this. So, yeah, big significant news, which is actually going to... I think it's maybe going to shock some people in the community as well regarding Baldur's Gate 3. And it's actually, I'm actually shocked they're actually allowed to do it, to tell you the truth. So...
You're shocked that they're allowed to do it, or that we're allowed to say it?
No, that they've actually been allowed to do it, because this is a big Stadia game, and when we get out the info here, we're just waiting for some people to get back into this here, as it's I know a lot of people were doing this, or we're watching this, so we're just waiting for a couple more seconds here to get more people in, and then we will say what it is. So,
no problem.
So, do you want me to say it now, or do you want to wait a bit longer?
Actually, mate, it's your news. I'm quite happy. we do get. Usually, we have breaking news that we can break and let you all know about it. But this literally happened while we were broken.
Yeah. So here we go. We've got Baldur's Gate's price is $60, confirmed 100%. It is $60 even though it is an early access game. The big news, in my opinion, is... Do you remember crowdplay is a big feature of this game? It's also going to Twitch. It has been confirmed that crowdplay features are going to Twitch. So where you'll be able to vote in things like we did in the panel from hell, I'm just quoting the tweet here, you will be able to do about it. You're going to be doing this on Twitch. So crowd choice, get the right term here, is going to Twitch as well. But not via Stadia. It looks like this is just going to be via a Twitch integration. So that feature has gone from as an exclusive feature for Stadia. So I've just posted the link up there in the chat. So I think this is actually quite big and significant news that they've actually been allowed to do this on the Twitch. I thought it would be kept for just the Stadia and YouTube, so it's gone.
Yeah, that's quite significant news. I mean, we genuinely thought that the reason we were getting early access, etc., was because we were getting features that were literally brand new to the game and to Stadia. And what you're essentially saying, Duncan, is that it won't be unique. They will be the same features on Twitch as they are on Stadia.
It looks that way, and they may be easier and better integrated onto YouTube because it's built into Stadia from the ground up, but the crowd choice features are going for Baldur's Gate 3 into Twitch as well for the PC gamers. So that is big, significant news, in my opinion, which I'm actually shocked that they're allowed to do that because of the close relationship between Baldur's Gate 3 and Stadia, because it's a semi-exclusive game.
So not quite as tied to relationship as we maybe first thought.
Yep, it doesn't look like that anymore. It looks like this isn't bad news per se for Stadia. The game's still coming to Stadia first, but it's actually significant for the wider market that the crowd choice is actually going into Twitch. It looks like at the same time as it's going into Stadia and YouTube. So that is quite.
And what do you think about $60 for early access? That's because, as far as we know, the game may not be coming out for up to a year after this.
Yeah, the $60 is quite steep for an early access game. However, for the positive spin, like we do like to do on this show, you know, Arian has got that's the studio who makes this game. It's got form. It's got form of actually fleshing out this game. What's wrong?
Sorry, I just got caught by the neighbour. I forgot you couldn't see what I'm doing. I got caught by my neighbours, mate.
Oh.
Well, I've had enough, fellow neighbour. I'm all depressed after that news. Let's find something to cheer us up.
Yep, just give me 1 wee second here. The next piece of news of the week, hopefully be good, because it's been good news basically for the last week on for Stadia.
Duncan, Eddie makes a good point. Is it launching? Is it going to launch with crowd choice in early access? Or are they saying that's a feature that will come in the final game?
I've got the link on the website here. Just give me a wee second. I'm just trying to get the tweet out here as well.
Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries.
Let me just see. It's not very clear. It's just say there's going to be more info coming. I can get the tweet here. Baldur's Gate 3 early access. It's going to launch with some funky Twitch integration. Does not mention Stadia. It's launching with Twitch integration that'll allow you to vote in certain things, a bit like what we did in the panel from Hell, but all proper. We're going to talk about a multiplayer later, bringing people together one role at a time. Also, the price will be $60 and $59.99. Don't feel pressured to buy it during early access. It's not going to disappear a narrower way. Eventually, it'll be a very large game. Though early access is 25 hours of one playthrough, the final game will be does brain math a lot longer. I'm just quoting what he just said. This is the director of publishing at Larian Studios. Mm-hmm. So this... Well, I don't think we should read too much into it. It's launching on Twitch first, or if it's going, it may be both, but it is coming to Twitch at launch.
Right, and not for early access, or it will be early access as well.
Yeah. Everything's early access here. So Baldur's Gate 3 early access going to launch with some funky Twitch integration that'll allow you to vote on certain things.
Okay. Wow. There you go, folks. We literally did hear it here first. And I guess, again, it's one of those situations where we go with what we believe to be the case, don't we?
Yep, exactly. So it's all going to be fun. So Eddie makes a great point here. Yes, there is a chance this could launch on Twitch before YouTube and Stadia.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, just think about that. This is why for me, this is actually quite shocking news. I think it's absolutely mad that this has actually happened.
I'm just trying to get out of this game, mate.
Oh, you're just trying to get out from the game?
Yeah, it won't let me... Oh, God, I hate Windows. I hate you.
Yeah, to me, I'm actually really surprised we're going to do this. So hopefully we're going to find out that it's coming to both at the same time. Because if not, that is going to be a significant, or not, I don't want to say significant, it's going to be a bit of a blow for Stadia and YouTube if it doesn't come at launch as well for them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that was one of the developers at.
That's from the horse's mouth, as the expression goes.
Wow.
Which is absolutely madness. So I just Yeah, I just cannot believe that. I think that is really, really, really nuts. So, oh, and I told you my head is just tickled with this sort of thing. So, we'll try and get back onto the good news here.
I'd just like to be able to quit out of Hello Neighbour. That neighbour's it won't let me choose the escape key. How do you get out of Stadia if you can't use your escape key?
I do not know. And I'm not sure if anybody wants us to talk more on this, or if you've got any questions about that. So, just to reiterate, the news today is Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be $60. And crowd choice features are going to Twitch at launch, so you can be able to choose the dice and the choices that choose the dialogue choices. So this is absolutely madness in my view, but here we go. So the next, for people who are not aware, we go through the week's news. So we're back at Thursday here, even though we jumped to today. So the news from Thursday was Gem had found Gem's findings, and it looks like pre-orders on Stadia look imminent. So this is actually good news. So we might get like a release schedule of sorts coming up. So Rokk, what do you think about pre-orders?
I just wish I knew how to get the escape key to work, mate. I'm gutted about it's a night of nightmares. Eddie's asked if you'll post the source for that article on Baldur's Gate, but it's actually on Cloudy, isn't it?
It's on Cloudy as well, so you can actually get it on Cloudy, but I posted in here as well. So there we go. The source is in the chat, so you can read it as well. So yeah, this is it's there. It's really, really mad. So where were we there? Pre-orders. What do you think, Rokk, about the pre-orders?
Sorry, what was the original question, mate? I've completely lost the will to live.
I would just quit out from it.
I tried that as well.
What's your take on pre-orders coming to Stadia?
In what context? Sorry.
Do you think this is a welcome thing, or do you think?
Are we talking about? What pre-order specifically?
Just pre-ordering of games, so you can get like some sort of schedule of games.
My feeling on pre-orders hasn't really changed. I don't, if I had the option to put $5 down and then pay the rest when the game launched, then I would, kind of feel like I've committed to the game. But I don't like the idea of paying ahead of launch for anything. If I'm not going to get any benefit, I'd rather leave that money in the bank, quite honestly. So that's my initial honest answer. But I know the arguments are that some people like, I've got the money today because I've just earned it. I'd like to put it to one side because I may not have it in 6 months. I would say, you know what, you actually can. If you don't spend it, you'll still have it. But I appreciate that that's beyond some people's ability. So, there's other stuff that they give you. Of course, you can get benefits from pre-ordering. Extra costumes and wallpapers and so on and so forth. But you typically can get those literally up to like 1 minute before the game launches. So it's never been a massive thing for me. I tell you, the only advantage, as far as I'm concerned, to the fact that there is that pre-orders could come, and why they would have why there'd be an advantage, and that is because you'd essentially know that the game was coming. So once they've committed to pre-ordering, then saying it's coming in November, it's coming, and the pre-order typically comes a lot sooner than we tend to get told when games are coming to Stadia. So there's an advantage there, if only that it's flagging a game coming up in the future. I guess that's one way of looking at it.
Yeah, my take on pre-orders is I like them for two reasons. Mm-hmm. It's I know you don't need to pre-order games in Stadia because you don't actually download games. That I know about that argument. The two reasons I like them in Stadia is one for budgeting reasons, which you've touched on there, because it allows people to work out how much games are going to be, and that leads on to the second point, when games are coming. So if we've got the release schedule of sorts because we've got the pre-orders, and then that also leads into allowing people to budget what games they're going to get. Because I'm not a fan of shadow drops. Shadow drops no explanation, they just appear. While they're fun during big shows, I'm absolutely fine with one-off or a couple of one-offs of shadow drops, but actual way things have been working for Stadia where the games just appear, I'm not a great fan of that. So that I want pre-orders up for them two reasons, basically. I'll move on to the next news of the week, which was the PUBG update, which we actually noticed on Rockstars at night. There was a couple of updates to it. It's, as you know, PUBG gets updated all the time. And then we got the news about when Windbound was releasing, which and it did a release on time. As it, we're not doing the cloud, we're not doing GeForce. We've got a couple of GeForce stories now. During Gamescom, there was a couple of announcements. Dirt 5 unveiled Playgrounds, which was a new mode for Dirt 5, which I think looks absolutely amazing. For me, it looks like a prime candidate for a state share. Did you get a chance to actually check that out, Rokk?
What, sorry?
Did you get to check out Dirt 5 Playgrounds? The trailer for that, which dropped during...
I saw the trailer. It looks amazing. I mean, I saw it. I think I'm trying to think where I saw it originally. Is it who's the developer?
Codemasters.
So I've seen it. I saw it somewhere previously, and it looked really good.
Rokk, some suggestions in the chat that the in-game music goes down a wee tad.
No, I turned it off, mate.
You just turned it off?
Yeah, this is the chat's behind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I spent ages. I didn't hear what you said either. So I've turned off that audio from the game. There you go. So it's all gone, the audio. It looks amazing, and yeah, you basically get to build your own courses, don't you? And then do your massive monster truck stuff over the top. So yeah, that should be really cool.
Yeah. We've also got an update. There's no clarification coming about the Stadia version of the game. So Avery from Stadia Source followed up on that, and they can't do it, but they say what they can do tomorrow. So that's not offering much. So hopefully we will find out tomorrow what's happening with the Baldur's Gate situation. Sorry for interrupting there.
No, that's okay. I'm just trying to find you now to invite you into gun sports.
Oh, I hope if I had this loaded up here, wouldn't it? I had it loaded up, and I think I quit out from it because the music was annoying me, because it was the Hello Neighbor music was just ringing.
I know. I've had to mute all the music.
So we're playing some... hopefully I don't need to hook this up again, because this has been a... you won't believe the amount of effort what goes on behind the scenes to get this up and running. Rokk works like a Trojan there, just trying to make sure everything gets this going. And then my controller was deciding to act up during this as well. Oh, yeah, and this worked up now. So we're going into Gunsport. I'll get this loaded up now so you can invite me in.
Yeah, that should have sent you an invite.
Yeah, but I've just logged into the game there. So this is going to be fun doing the news now as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always good fun. Stadia, I think we say this a lot. Oh, and now my volume is absolute. It's absolutely bouncing.
We can only hear you, but I know what it's like when it's in your ears.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. I'm in Gunsport. Yeah, what I was saying there, the thing about Stadia, it is never predictable from one day to the next.
No, absolutely. Here we go.
What's that?
Right, you've been invited.
I'm hoping that should be working now.
Yeah. And there we go. Look at that. So I've never played this. I'm assuming that it's new to you as well, mate, is it?
Yep, I'm gonna be Japan.
Oh, apparently I'm Cambodia. I don't mind that. Oh, I don't mind Cambodia. Right, here we go. So I have no idea. This is like volleyball with guns, apparently, yeah?
Yeah. Apparently, yeah. Like I said, I haven't. Oh, have I hit ready there? Oh, so learning on the job here. So this is gun sport. Rokk, I think we should drop the one we're going on the Bomberman. Do you think we should drop the link into the chat as well?
Oh, what, when playing in a second on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Absolutely. I think you can even play multiple people in this one, but obviously not. Yay!
That's cheating.
Why I won?
Yes, exactly. That's why it's cheating. You've worked out what to do. Eh? It's
I
still
have
not working.
no idea, but it seems to be working. So you basically, it's like a little.
Oh, that's it, boy. No, that was meant to go in.
It's physics, but not as you know it. And basically, you've got to fire this frisbee thing at
Go in.
At your lights, I think. Oh, there you go. No.
I don't like how that you're winning. Oh. But yeah, it's been a good news week for Stadia anyway. For on a whole,
it's been an amazing week. I mean, yesterday was.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, hang on, how did that happen? See, you got me thinking about Stadia. That's what happened.
What the deuce?
Brandon, I think Jimbo wants to leave. My good mod.
Is this working for you?
Why? Well, I don't mean it's not the most engaging of games I've ever played.
It's like stuttering away for me here.
Oh,
and
really? Oh, no. It's technically it's working okay. I just. Do you not? So, do you just stay in the same place and fire those things?
I think
frisbees?
So. At my end here, I can't even see what I'm doing.
Really?
Wow,
it looks okay to me. I don't have any technical issues.
The ball was not or the ball was stuttering, and I couldn't see where it was firing.
Okay.
Until I scored that amazing goal, everything was working absolutely fine. So we're having another go at that.
Well, we can do. I wouldn't have said it was the most exciting game that I've played to date.
Yeah. Nardy eyes.
So Killer Platypus says he thinks this works better if it's using keyboard and mouse, which I can imagine, because it's that precision thing, isn't it? But is that all there is to it? You just have to kind of hit that frisbee thing.
Yeah, I think it works better with 4 people.
Right. Okay.
I think it gets a bit better there. Going back to the news of the week, there was 3 or 4 more trailers dropped at Gamescom for Doom Eternal, the expansion. We also got one for WWE Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
We got one for Chorus, which is one to maybe keep an eye on. And the next one is for Destiny 2, which is giving more info on status. However, during the mix of all that, there was actually iCasters released their first map, full map of the game. So iCasters is a Stadia exclusive game. So we're going, and it's getting a lot of interest, and the social media is absolutely brilliant. Has Eddie been freed yet? Do you know, or is he still being blocked?
Has what?
Has Eddie been unblocked from iCasters yet?
Has Eddie been freed from Outcasters?
Yes, the iCasters Twitter account has blocked him. We're in #FreeEddie.
Oh, really? Why is
that
then?
Because iCasters have blocked him on Twitter because he was saying if they got 100 likes on his post, they should put up a trailer.
Oh, wow.
And they said, no, we're going to block him here.
Oh, okay. No, I wasn't aware of that.
So
That's how close I've been watching things going on, mate, sadly.
yeah, it has been absolutely busy the last number of days here.
I'm just going to connect my controller rather than try and use this thing that I've been using. If it lets me. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, hashtag free Eddie is what we need to do. Free Eddie worked. There we go. Eddie has told us it has worked. He is no longer. He is free. So that's all good news. So are we still going to play this? Or are we going on to a different?
I don't know, mate. I've literally lost the will to live. I'm just trying to now get a controller to work.
Yeah, it's been one of them nights tonight.
Certainly has. Let's see if that does the job.
What? Then we'll go on to the rest of the news here. Oh yeah, Hitman 3 will be getting a pre-order for Stadia soon, so that goes back into what Jem had found over the last couple of days before then. Windbound was released on the Stadia last week. I've actually had a wee play of that, and I'm actually enjoying that, so it is actually worth checking out. However, it may be worth maybe waiting if you're on the fence about it and you don't like survival games. Even though the game looks all cutesy and easy, it's actually a lot more difficult than it appears.
All right.
Yeah, and a lot of people have found it actually really difficult. People have died in tutorial levels, who will remain nameless. And it's got actual some platforming, and I know a couple of people have died, but actually with the jumps as well. And if you die, you go back to the beginning and you lose stuff if you're playing one version of it. So I would recommend playing story mode if it's for your first playthrough. Windbound is a roguelike, so it means that every time you play a new game, it's completely different. The islands and stuff are in different places, so it's like playing it again.
I'm giving up, mate. Listen, I had 2 great shows in a row with Clive, so I can't complain, but this is driving me absolutely berserk.
So what you're saying is I'm the common denominator here.
No, mate, you're doing a sterling job. You're doing an absolutely sterling job. But I'm not, so
you're not liking it at all here
I
tonight.
am not a happy bunny, my friend.
Yes.
People have never seen me have a meltdown live, but this is the one.
You're getting close to it. Don't worry.
Getting very close to it. If I could tell jokes and sing songs, I'd be doing it right now.
Yeah.
Actually, I can tell jokes and sing songs. Would you like that, people?
No. Not sing songs. Like, come on. Does somebody think of my ears?
I've switched to keyboard and that ain't working either, mate. So
Okay.
I can't find. I've got Eddie's little lead. I've got Eddie's little lead that I bought with his look. It came with his little thing. See that? But it's not long enough to. I can't stretch it over to my PC.
Yeah. There was an interesting piece of news which I think a lot of people may have missed, but it's not related to Stadia, but it could relate to Stadia further down the line. Last week it was announced on or wasn't announced. There was a patent people discovered for xCloud, where they might actually add in VR support for xCloud.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, patents don't mean it's going to happen. They're just sort of like thinking about it and covering the bases. So that is something that they have patented, that you may be able to do VR with xCloud.
My camera's stopped working now. This is funny.
Yeah, yes. If you don't laugh, you'll cry.
I breathed.
Yes.
There you go. So we've got no camera, and I can't break out the game, and the Stadia controller's not working, and Baldur's Gate is going to be on Twitch, doing exactly the same as it is on Stadia. Other than that, it is a new month.
Yes. and breathe.
Wow.
Everything is okay. Everything is okay, Rokk.
Oh, mate. You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Yes. I've just discovered something I need to fix with my site when when we've been, which I'm not happy with, but I will get that fixed. During this as well, last week, before it was announced yesterday, I believe, officially, Gods and Monsters is now renamed Immortals Phoenix Rising.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the fact that all people can see is my shoulder in the camera.
We'll just blast through this, and you want to call this? You want to call this a night?
I'm getting very close, mate. I'm getting very close. Can't we? Could we spin? Could we make this Friday night, and then we could do Rokk Around the Clock on Friday?
Yeah.
We could quickly get Daz and Lee in. Nobody would spot it.
No, not at all. Republic was listed for Stadia on ESRB.
What day was that?
That was the 31st.
Oh, right, okay.
Then we got into yesterday. Was it only yesterday you could claim these pro games? It just feels like a lifetime away this happened. Stadia Pro games were released yesterday. We also got Marvel's Avengers yesterday. If you got the deluxe edition, thank you for Square Enix for supplying me a code for that, and thank you all for coming to watch that. Absolutely mental numbers for me on Cloudy's YouTube channel for that.
You did amazingly well there, didn't you?
Yeah, which was really, really mad. This is like, here's some good news, which again, with all the news yesterday, a lot of people may have missed as well. The Crew 2 this weekend is free on Stadia for a free weekend. So you'll be able to try out the Crew all weekend as much as you want to see if you like the game. And remember, Stadia no download, so you can just jump in straight away. Are you going to be checking that out, Rokk?
Yeah, definitely, I think.
Okay.
I'll check anything out, me.
Yes, that's what got you in trouble before with the police.
Yep. Several occasions.
Yesterday, it was confirmed that the next Ruby Forward event is going to be September the 10th. So we're going to maybe find out more information. We do know that one game 100% is going to be featured there, which is Immortals Phoenix Rising, which is Gods and Monsters. We know that because they've actually tweeted that.
And it's really weirdly spelt as well, isn't it? Fenix, I believe.
Yes, I know that's going to sit and annoy you all the time.
Oh, you know it, mate. You know what I'm like when it comes to spelling and stuff.
Yeah, I know that's going to really do your nut in. So it is.
How much do we actually know about this game? I mean, it's a, what is it, an RPG or an MMO, or do we know nothing? Because Eddie almost got in trouble over this one as well, didn't he? Because he streamed it when they accidentally popped it up on the Stadia servers. Poor old Eddie. He's on there. He's clearly on several black books. But that was quite some. That was probably a very, very early release of the game, anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah, what it was said, it was like a alpha build, which was, there's loads of different builds when you're doing when you're building software, but this was meant to be one from actually E3 2019, so it was like over a year old sort of code which was on Stadia. So there's been a lot of changes from it there, including a name change. So what I seen off it with Eddie there looked actually a load of fun, and I'm actually looking forward to finding out more about it. So I am.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's Ubisoft. What's not to like? I mean, I don't know any game that those guys have done that I've not been absolutely in love with. Oh, look who's back again.
Shady's back.
Yeah, well, apparently he's not, but we're working on it. Yeah, no, I mean that alone for me is a mark of quality. Talking of which, I know it's not in the news yet, but we just said it yourself. Sorry, Ubisoft have got their Ubi Forward on the 10th of September. What do you think the chances of Uplay Plus making an appearance?
I am I am convinced it's going to make an appearance. Unfortunately, and I hate getting pe- people listen to me and getting their hopes up because of me. But this is me. I think it's going. I think it's going to come at Uplay Plus, just for a couple of reasons. I think it's the timing's right. To say Uplay Plus is coming, say, middle of October, in launch with Watch Dogs Legions. Then you'll get Assassin's Creed and whatever else may come in the next number of months for Uplay, including Far Cry 5. So yeah, it's going to be mad. As Happy Cry Gamer said there, yeah, we reported last week as well. I think we then covered on the news that Prince of Persia has apparently leaked out, and it's getting a remake. Notice the word remake. It's going to be one of the older people or older
Characters.
games. Yeah, it's going to be one of the older games just getting completely remade. So it's really.
I mean, you're right. Martin pointed out a while back. I remember when he was saying it. But presumably there must have been a leak at some point that they were doing this.
Yeah, Ubisoft, unfortunately for them, is a very, very leaky company.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. Yeah.
He even says, "Hey, psst, there, look."
They seem to everything gets leaked by them all the time. It's actually quite mad. They get
Is that
leaked.
controlled leaks? I mean, is it? Yeah, I mean, they kind of know what they're doing, or is it literally not a great one?
I think it's all over the show. So it's really, really fun. So it is. It seems to just happen all the time for them. It's like leaked with toys. They've been anything you can think of. It happens. It was leaked on a plane. Someone was testing some Assassin's Creed one time on a plane, and someone took clips off it, or was it Watch Dogs?
Oh no!
Yeah,
Struth.
yeah.
I think on balance they are my favourite studio though. I just they tick all the boxes for me. I mean, as you said, apart from the game that Eddie had a little play of, we don't have masses of information. But apart from the name Phoenix, I mean, it sounds like a Korean pop boy band. It's not a great name, but there you go.
I know it was a bit lazy and I know people don't like it, but I like the name Gods and Monsters. It just conjures up something really, really good, so it does.
Yeah, no. And I think it had been out there long enough as well that it kind of got into the public psyche, didn't it? So when you said Gods and Monsters, you knew straight away what game you were referring to, whereas Rise of the Phoenix, it's like an old Duran Duran album.
Yep. It is. So yeah, it's all good fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all good fun, mate. It's all good fun. So then we had Stadia's best month ever kicked off with a bang, and it genuinely has been. I mean, apart from tonight's disaster of a show.
Can I say I do not want to be Duncan the Doomsbringer.
You've just no. You can't help it, mate. You brought the news and the facts, and that's all that you can do, I'm afraid. But look. 6 pro games, most of which you can't escape with if you haven't got your machine set up properly. They're all very good. And do you know the big one yesterday was, of course, a game that wasn't a pro game, which was Marvel's Avengers, which you literally broke a world record. You guys were the first to play the Stadia version in the world. I mean, literally within seconds of it going live, which of course it hadn't gone live because the little trick you played, which I thought was a blinder, was that you discovered that the servers were up and running and it said in the terms and conditions under your NDA, the embargo, that as soon as the servers were live, you were free to play the game. So you were playing the rules.
Yep, exactly. I was in a chat with some people, and basically it was stated that the servers would not go live until 5 p.m. However, the servers went up at 5 o'clock, but the NDA said as soon as the servers are live, you can play away. So
Brilliant.
I was playing away, so I've got that in red in there. So yeah,
I'm sure
it's
you won't get sent to prison for it either way. But
no,
no, that was well done. That was a coup, and you had a great turnout as well.
yeah.
But your thoughts on the game? How many hours did you play?
I played a good 3 or 4 hours of it there,
Yeah,
and it's really, really, really good. One of the guys in the team is going to be playing it for the review. That's going to be Barry,
right.
and he's really looking forward to it. What I can say, the Stadia version of the game, and I can say this with an absolute clear conscience, is absolutely fine. It may not be graphically up to the other consoles.
Hmm.
I count Stadia as a console because it's really a console in the cloud.
Sure.
However, but you've got all the benefits about downloads and not having to worry about patches, because this game, I think, is just going to grow and grow and grow, just like Destiny 2, because there's just going to be so many expansions.
I think I will buy it. By the way, I'm going to obviously wait until Friday when it officially launches because I don't want to pay $70. Or is it £70 and more in dollars, or is it a parity?
I think it's in and around. Can you know what the exchange rate's at the moment?
Yeah.
And we don't want to go down that road.
No, we don't. No politics. I hear what you're saying. So yeah, so I think I'm going to pick it up on Friday because I've been playing Control on PC and pretty much finished on that one. Do you know what? I do feel a bit sorry for old Death, old matey boy of Tsushima. I've forgotten what it's called now.
Ghost of Tsushima.
That was him. I just couldn't get into it. I played it a lot, I did, but I bought the darn thing, so I wasn't going to abandon it, but I have abandoned it now. I may come back to it at some point, but is that one being upgraded when it goes to next gen?
Which game is that again? Sorry, Ghost of Tsushima.
Goes to Tsushima.
Yeah, I am not sure. I would say it's a safe bet that if it's not going to get that, you might have to pay for it as a remaster. But I don't think it's officially going. But they are bringing up a co-op soon for Ghost of Tsushima. So
Are they?
yes, they are.
Oh, right, okay.
So
Yeah,
that
so it might be one that I park and come back to when they uprate it or do whatever they're going to do. I think it's 4K anyway. It's quite pretty. But it just was rinse and repeat. You know what I'm like with rinse and repeat? That's why I'm worried about Avengers, Duncan, because the beta for me was just go to a place, defend said place by beating up enemies, and then getting a little reward at the end, a little piece of cheese. But you've played it enough to know that there's a lot more to it than that, yeah? Please say yes.
Yeah, do you know when you got to in the beta, do the first mission, you go to the you do the word, and you select the mission, and when you're with Hulk and Miss Marvel,
Yes.
it took me about 2 hours to get to there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
There's so much content which you actually don't get. It takes a good 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes to get into the. Again, this is. I'm trying not to spoil it too much here. I'm trying to be as vague as possible. The big scene which everybody's seen, if you've watched any of the trailers or if to play along, so
The San Francisco Bridge, Golden Gate Bridge.
it takes about 10, 15 minutes to get to there.
Right. Okay. So
Well,
that's
so it's just-
that's quite an early on thing.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I don't want to sound like I don't patronise you, mate, but I did watch a fair bit of your stream. I saw it for a while till I had to go and do some workies, and no, I mean it did look good. But I'm definitely not going to be paying £75. Thanks, guys in chat for confirming. £75, 75 of your United Kingdom pounds, says Wallock and Killer Platypus. Which, that's just a tad steep. What do you get? What's the extra 25 quid for?
Cosmetic stuff. So
I mean, it's bad enough. I could just go and buy myself a stick of lipstick, mate. quite
Yeah.
frankly. And John, your brother, is it your brother-in-law, John?
No, he's my brother, unfortunately.
He's ribbing the heck out of you, my friend. What is Ya Ya Ding Dong?
I I haven't a clue. What I can't say is he is a ding dong. So
It's he's your little brother with a teddy bear. Gander makes an absolutely brilliant point. It's just too easy to buy and play games on Stadia. It's true, isn't it? It's
Yep.
just so easy to press that button and there goes another 50 quid.
yeah, this is cloud gaming's biggest strength and biggest oh my god sort of moment.
Yeah.
Well, when I was with On Live before, that's like basically the pioneer sort of a cloud gaming service.
Yeah.
I played so many more games and bought so many more games just because I could, and you could just download them. I'm just, uh, I'm just, I'm just waiting for a lot more games to come on Stadia at lower prices, and then it's going to get scurry when you see these game sales. Oh, there's a game for like £4 or £5. I'm just going to buy it.
It's so true. Apparently, it's the film in the Eurovision movie, which I have to say I really enjoyed. I thought it was excellent. I loved it. Will Ferrell basically playing the same character, no matter what he's in, whether it's Elf or Eurovision, it's the same dude. But yeah, it was a great film. I do remember the song, John, but no, I don't know the lyrics, and no, we're not going to sing it tonight. So, Tuesday, Avengers, thumbs up from Duncan, and a definite purchase for Rokk by the look of it on Friday. Now, we did... Sorry.
Can I just mention there's been another controversy about the pay model for the Avengers.
Yeah.
And I just want to just tackle that quickly here. It's not as bad as people make out. All future, can I just say DLC? So I don't know what we're going to call it on Stadia. All future DLC, do like content as in new missions, new maps, is apparently going to be free.
Okay.
The way that they're going to make their money to support it going forward is through skins and cosmetic stuffs, your battle passes and all that. But again, they don't actually do anything. It's just to make your stuff look better. So think about like Fortnite
Or Destiny,
or Destiny.
which of course works the same way, doesn't it? So essentially, they make it through their season passes, which give you the battle pass, and of course you can buy emotes and sparrows and costumes and stuff.
Exactly. So it's
Well, I mean, it kind of works. Look, you know, I'm a tight-fisted old git, so for me, I'm never going to be buying that stuff anyway. But you know, if you're a bit of a magpie and you like to buy stuff and improve the look of your characters, I guess the option's there.
yeah, exactly. So it's I don't mind purely cosmetic DLC if it's there to support the game. Maybe people I know in the olden days when I was playing games, a lot of these skins etc. were are free or you had to unlock it, but we're in a different model now. We're gonna have a big discussion on how games actually do. If you're talking about it in reality, games actually do need to increase value and all this. There you can actually have a real serious discussion on DLC going forward, but I don't think this is the time or the place.
No, there is a bit of a movement on in the chat for us to sing this Eurovision song. I can confirm that from the Swedish jury, it ain't happening. So move on. Just whipping back up the chat there. I think it's Killer Platypus made a point. No, it was Warlock. I think was saying that it's. Just can't find it now. Actually, where did it go? It was all this ya ding dong malarkey.
Thanks for joining, Eddie.
Eddie's off, is he?
Yeah.
Bless you. Take care, my friend. Thank you very much.
And if you buy one battle pass for one of the characters, you get enough. You get enough currency to buy the next battle pass for the next one. So if you could spend just 1,000 points, whatever, I forget what they're called,
right?
And you could actually unlock every single character's whole battle pass. So
right, surely that's a bug.
No, they've done it that way. It is 100%.
How much is a battle pass then?
About a tenner.
Oh, okay.
Which is it's in and around the sort of normal.
So if
sort
you
of prices.
hadn't bought the deluxe version and you waited till Friday, you could have actually got the battle pass for an extra £10, which would have been £10 cheaper than the deluxe version and had more content than you got from paying for the deluxe version.
Yeah.
Egypts. Anyway, Killer Platypus it was, who was saying it's actually £65 on Steam, so £10 cheaper than Stadia. Again, I think what you've got to bear in mind, and we see this a lot anyway, is that the PC games will always be cheaper. It's just the way that model has developed. What you need to do is compare it to the consoles, because that appears to be the model that these guys are going after. So I'm going to make a big old guess and suggest that it's the same price on PlayStation and Xbox.
Yeah, it's going to be the same price as that. Yeah. So you're talking. Be warned. I'm just warning UK-based folk here. It will probably. I wouldn't be surprised if we see £60 as the price of the standard version. So I'm just putting that out there for everybody.
I'm gonna hedge my bets and suggest that it'll be £59. There'll be £1 saved.
Yep, just the point. Yeah, I'm just putting that out there.
I was expecting about 59-ish. I'm sure I'd seen that price somewhere. May have been on the PlayStation Store.
It's the PlayStation.
Yeah, so I kind of guessed it would be about that. So who knows? But I am going to get it on Stadia, though. I'm quite committed to that. I quite like the idea, and you and I can jump in, and we can you could be Ms. Marvel. And I'll be, I don't know, one of the other more macho characters.
Yeah, I will do that on my Cardia account.
Yes, indeed. Now, what happened on Tuesday with the crew then? Oh, free weekend, isn't it?
Yep, it was indeed. So we'll play that for free at the weekend. So I'm hoping to see lots of crew people playing the crew. Could we actually play that on Friday night as well? We could do. Yeah. You can have up to how many? Well, you can have 40 in the grid, can't you? I'm not so sure about crew. Or is it the other way around? It's 40 in grids.
Yeah. So crew, I don't know what, one more? I don't think you can have a massive turnout, can you?
No, it's only 4 in group.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe not. Grid, though, we could certainly have a crack at.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a problem with grid. So Friday we could do grid, we could do bomber, and we could do PUBG. We could sort of do it in that sort of order, couldn't we?
We could indeed.
Yeah, that would be fun. So we've got a free play. Just a quick question on that, Duncan. When they give us free play days or weekends, it tends to be, do they give you access to the most expensive version of the game on the platform, or no, just the simple one?
It's just a simple one, and you have to be a pro subscriber. Again, I will be controversial here. I know why they're doing that. It is going to be a pro perk. It's just to stop recycling of accounts and just creating new accounts all the time, because you have to put your account details in. So that would be my guess why they're doing that. So you will have to be a pro subscriber to get that.
Wow, that's interesting. So I thought the crew was a pro game at one point. No, so the grid, it was grid that was a pro game.
Yeah, and the easy way to remember is if it's an Ubisoft game,
it ain't a pro game. I was waiting for a mnemonic then, like, Battle of York gave battle in vain, or whatever it was. Richard of York gave battle in vain. There you go. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. That's how I remember the colours of the rainbow, as if you didn't know that one. Right, so them's was, yes. So we have had a pretty amazing week so far, haven't we? With all of that going on.
I'm just seeing here. Oh, yeah, we had a couple more from today. Creator is getting a big proper patch.
Notes. Do you know is there anything major coming?
I know Jem's excited about it because you can run into people or run through people or something. I wasn't.
Oh, there's collision on people, is there, or something? Or
there's collision on people.
Collision detection.
Yep, and there's tycoon games you can make now. And there's sci-fi assets, so it's constantly improving. So it is.
Yeah, I mean, and my hat off to these guys. Is it Unit 2? Yep. They really have been stalwart supporters in Stadia. I mean, they've been all over the community. They've made themselves totally available. They've had awards for BAME. I mean, they've really gone the extra mile, haven't they? They've shown, for me, they've shown how it should be done. So I genuinely wish these guys the world of success. I genuinely do. And so far, I believe that's exactly what they're getting. So that's great news. So yeah, player-to-player collision allows players to go through each other in a game. Isn't that the reverse of player-to-player collision? I don't know. Locomotive update improves movement and combat gameplay. Current game screen, view details from the current game easily. Tag browsing, delete old games. Oh, right, I didn't know that wasn't a thing.
Yeah,
So new...
just lots of new wee tidy up things.
That's some good stuff there. Some good stuff. Can I just one suggestion?
Yep.
You know, you know what I'm like with grammar and where's your frigging bullet points, mate?
Yes, I will do that now.
I didn't realise there was a bullet list. I would have read it sooner.
Yep.
Oh dear, you don't know. I'm on to him all day long. You wouldn't know it. Duncan, I've just seen two spelling mistakes in the headline. Get in there, sort it out.
Yep.
Now this was...
Are you actually surprised for spelling mistakes by me?
This was big news. Now, it's going to affect Stadia, so it's worth just... And I know that you did a show earlier with Chase, which I'm sure... I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, because it coincided with my din-dins, but I'm sure that it was covering off this topic, which is that because Tencent own 40% of Epic... Oh, no, this has got nothing to do with Epic. Hang on, wind that back. Fortnite's coming, though. Watch this space on that one if it hasn't already been pulled out. So why is PUBG... Did Tencent own a stake in these guys as well?
Yeah, they own PUBG Mobile. So
right, okay. I didn't realise this.
Yeah, so they've got the rights to PUBG Mobile. So that is what is happening here.
So the politics of this is that a few months ago... What?
Yeah, I'm going to say you can deal with it. I know you like talking politics.
Oh no, I'm not 100% up on this. The TLDR is that a few months ago there was a bit of a skirmish between on the Chinese and Indian border. India was not happy with this, and it set about essentially banning Chinese products and services and influences within India, and they've gradually done this. And obviously they've made their way to games now. So PUBG Mobile, which as you rightly pointed out is under the stewardship, it says here, well written, of Tencent, along with 117 Chinese apps. So Tencent publish 117 apps in India.
That's along with 117 apps.
Additional ones. Okay.
Yeah. Additional ones.
Okay. But Fortnite is still available in India.
Yeah.
And Tencent own 40% of Epic.
Yeah.
So you kind of guess where that's going, can't you?
Yeah. So there is lots and lots of shenanigans going about. Me and you are in total agreement that India is going to be an absolute massive battleground for cloud gaming going forward, and we know. Put the links into the article. Microsoft and Google are making massive plays there. So it's going to be nuts to see. I would not be surprised if we hear something about India in the next couple of weeks if they've got most of their infrastructure ready to go.
Well, and this is the question that immediately sprung to my mind when you mentioned this to me earlier, Duncan. The fact that clearly PUBG is one of the major titles on Stadia. I mean, they push it all the time. Whenever you see any Stadia marketing or advertising, PUBG is usually at the top of their slideshow. Are they? I mean, I guess as long as the servers in the Indian territory, as long as they are in Indian territory, then obviously they can dictate what games do or don't appear to the marketplace. Otherwise, they're a bit stuck, aren't they?
They are. Yeah, it's It's just going to be a really interesting situation just to keep an eye on. You just don't know how this is all going to play out.
Yeah, I mean, Nick's We Go Hard makes a point. I don't know if I don't know whether the numbers are correct or not, but it's kind of in that space that Tencent own 13% of the gaming industry. I mean, they have been moving hard into the mobile space and into cloud streaming. I mean, that is they have been investing in all over the shop. They bought every single streaming service in Asia. They either own them outright or they have a major stake in them. And obviously they've been forging links moving forward. I mean, I can understand with the current politics why that would be frightening. Whether or not there's justification for that, that's not the remit of us or this show. But certainly from the viewpoint of India, and I would also argue the States, because clearly at this time they also have concerns about predominantly about the ability for the Chinese government to collect data and what they do with that data. I mean, that's essentially their fear fact. And with Huawei and the fact that they were putting in the majority of the infrastructure for 5G, and that's why they've been kind of kicked into touch for providing that. And it has set back 5G rollout, particularly in Britain. I know this. So you can see how this is going to impact. But you're right, though, Duncan. India is one of Microsoft's already publicized territories that they want to push hard with xCloud. And we know that, we know from some work that was uncovered a short while ago that there's a number of Stadia Twitter accounts, of which India is one. So we know that there's certainly moves afoot for Stadia to take its appearance there as well. And we know that it is an absolutely massive mobile gaming territory. I think I'm right in saying, Clive would know this because he's quoted this a few times, I think I'm right in saying there's something like 50 million mobile PUBG players in India.
Yep, it's apps. It's the number one app, or the number one game app. It's either the number one app or the number one gaming app.
Yeah.
In the whole of India. So this is a big.
Well, when you put that into perspective, there are 50 million people in the world, full stop, that own an Xbox. In India, there's the same amount of people that just play PUBG on their phones. I mean, it is an absolutely crazy scale of market. So, yeah, this is an interesting one. I don't know the way out for PUBG on this one. I genuinely don't. I didn't realise that Tencent also had their fingers in there as well.
Just to clarify this, there's two different versions. There's PUBG, which we play in
which
Stadia,
we play, yeah,
which is a South Korean company, and PUBG Mobile, which Tencent owns. So there is a distinction between the two.
So they presumably own it under license.
I'm not 100% how they actually get, but I'm pretty sure it's under the license agreement.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of a commercial scenario that makes sense where you both own the same IP, even if it's on different platforms. That's just a recipe for disaster. So my guess is that it's licensed on mobile. So depending on the terms and conditions, that license could be revoked if they are unable to fulfill that app existing in certain territories and or generating enough revenue under the terms of the license. It could potentially have a get out clause and therefore be revoked. So you might see some movement there. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Right. Well, we're almost at the top of the week. So that was that happened today.
Yep, and we also welcomed young Tommy Danger into the fold.
Great to have him back.
Yes, it's good to see him back riding again. I think he's going to be starting to push out some of his own content as well on his Twitch, etc. as well. So it's keep an eye out for Tommy, because I know a lot of people have missed him out in the community.
Absolutely, great to see him back in the community. And obviously working with you guys to come up with excellent content, which is great news. And then the bad news, the sad news that we landed broke at the top of the hour. So for the benefit of those that have joined us later, do you want to just quickly go over this again, Duncan? Because I think it's a bit of a bombshell, really.
It is a bit of a bombshell. I'd say our Stadia bubble, it's not a bombshell. This is actually brilliant news. If you're not a
Of course.
we'll clarify that first. The first piece of news is it's going to be $60. The game, Baldur's Gate 3 is $60. The second part of this is Baldur's Gate 3 will be getting crowd play like features on Twitch as well. So that's like if you're watching your favorite streamer play Baldur's Gate 3 on Twitch, you'll be able to influence his playthrough. There'll be options up on the screen or somewhere where that you can vote to say you want him to pick up the axe, pick up the sword, pick up the throwing knives. Whatever the vote is, that's what is forced into the game for them to actually use. Or if it's dialogue choices, you can be good, bad, indifferent, that sort of thing. We thought this was going to be a Stadia only thing for crowd choice on YouTube, but it's going to Twitch as well. So this is quite significant that a Stadia feature, which has been touted from January, February of 2019, so last year, is going to Twitch at the same time, if not before.
Do you know, just reading this guy's tweets, they're just a little bit toxic, you know. He starts here by saying BG3 Early Access going to launch with some funky Twitch integration, which we just mentioned, that'll allow you to vote on certain things. This is the bit like we did in the panel from hell, but all proper. Is he saying that the Stadia run out isn't going to be proper? And then in the next tweet, he says, don't feel pressured to buy it during early access. It's not going to disappear, and neither are we. Well, basically then, don't bother buying it, folks, is what he's saying. It's like, Stadia must be going, what the actual burp?
Yeah, I don't want to go negative. So
I'm being, I'm sticking up for my boys, but I mean this is more this guy and what.
Yeah,
it just feels like, all of the sort of marketing leading up to this has been very much positivity around Stadia getting the game, and there was big news when they had their last what do they call it when they had the panel from hell. That's right. They there were big news items saying this is going to be the first big AAA, which of course it wasn't and isn't, coming to Stadia, and it's all going to be great news. It could make or break the platform, etc. And then 2 weeks later, they're saying, well, it's not even just going to be on there anyway.
Okay, we've got more breaking news in this because I've just replied to MM2K.
Right.
We can also confirm it is not a Stadia Pro game.
What does that mean? We knew it wouldn't be a Stadia Pro game.
Yeah, we just got that 100% confirmed because there were still people out there thinking
that was a bit of a vicious rumor, was it, that it might be a pro game under early access?
Yes, there was talk about that, so that has been ruled out as well. So if you want to play Baldur's Gate in early access, it'll be $60. The Stadia only feature, which we thought was going to be a Stadia only feature in crowd choice, is actually going to Twitch as well.
But all proper. What does that mean? Very games, Michael. You've broken some hearts today. Wow. Anyway, it don't matter none, because we've got Cyberpunk, we've got all the Ubisoft stuff, we've got Uplay Plus that's about to hit us. They ain't going nowhere else that we're aware of. They've been advertising it coming out on Stadia for months. Yes, Duncan.
Sorry for interrupting you.
That's
I'm
quite
awful
all right.
at that.
What have you got to say?
I was going to say, what we were discussing with Chase today was the Rainbow Six Siege. He found a listing, and Stadia is listed alongside the next gen consoles. So
nice.
Read into that what you want, but we are seeing a lot of movement towards that sort of thing, where indications are, but I don't think there's going to be a Gen 2 officially launched. You're just going to see incremental upgrades. I think you're on the
Oh
same
yeah,
sort
100%. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think we may already have them in place. I mean, it will literally require a game to unlock the additional value in that server. So, it may very well be that the upgraded servers are in place. But also, it's no massive shock to me that Rainbow Six Siege is listed for Stadia because, again, we know that Ubisoft Uplay Plus is coming. We know that. I mean, it's been on their website since Stadia launched and before. So, in order for it to come, it has to come with some games, and those games have to include their major titles. If you go to Uplay Plus, and I had it for a couple of weeks, you literally get that top tier of the best IP, and then there's a load of fluff and fill and stuff that you may or may not play, and it's quite, specialist stuff. I don't think we're going to get that. I think we're going to get the top tier, maybe 20 games, and it's bound to include Rainbow Six. So I think the fact that we're starting to see these games getting cleared now is just an indication of how close we are to Uplay Plus coming.
Yeah, it was the talk of Chase was it was just more about the Stadia getting clumped in with the next gen version. So but with the Rainbow Six Siege, we've heard the rumors for that for a while. So it does look like it is on its way. I think that's the safest bet for Stadia that there is,
and that's going to be massive. I mean, that is going to be absolutely huge. It has a massive following.
And 2 words: Stream Connect, bang.
Yeah,
and that is going to take off.
Yeah. So Nick's We Go Hard in chat's asked a question, Duncan, which I feel we are suitably qualified to answer, which is, so it says, explain to me what this Sabrina is, lots of question marks. Everyone believes this is next gen. Well, Sabrina is the next generation of Chromecast Ultra. So on that basis, yes, it is next generation of that specific piece of hardware. But it's not when we talk about the next generation of consoles or even the next generation of the servers that Stadia games are developed for. They're all separate things. So you imagine your Chromecast Ultra, only this one will have a remote control. It'll have a built-in user interface. So the closest thing to think of is maybe a Fire Stick TV. Think of it that way. So at the moment you plug your Chromecast Ultra in and you cast everything from your phone to the Chromecast Ultra. So your phone sits there and it's just basically pumping stuff at the CCU, and then obviously the same thing, Stadia. With Sabrina, which it won't be called Sabrina, it'll probably be called Chromecast Plus or something. Or Android TV, in fact, that has a specific operating system built in, which will be Android TV. So you'll be able to use your remote control and go through the apps, Netflix, YouTube, whatever, boom, pull it in, and Stadia will be one of those. So, it is next gen in comparison to the current Chromecast Ultra, but it isn't the same thing as the Gen 2 server blades, as they're called, which is essentially the servers. They're everything on a chipboard. So, when we think of a computer, we think of the box and all the other stuff. These server blades they slot into a massive cabinet. So you might have a cabinet with 10, 20, 30 of these literal, flat plates with chips on, and they just get slotted in, and that's essentially what's called a server blade. So that's what we talk about when we talk about Generation 2, upgraded so that the graphics processors next generation, it's got more RAM, maybe an SSD drive, just the sort of things that you expect in a more up-to-date and future-proof hardware collection. Would you agree on any of that, Duncan?
No, you're completely wrong.
I thought I was.
No, you're absolutely spot on the money. Another way to maybe think, actually, it would confuse a lot of people. It was just, I was going to say like the Shield sort of thing, but without all the fancy hardware. It's just like the Android TV interface. That's all we're looking for.
I quite fancy a Shield, you've got me onto GeForce. I know. I love Stadia, don't get me wrong, but I'm quite liking the ability to play my PC games remotely as well. It's
Yeah. Did you see the Nvidia
I
yesterday?
did. I really enjoyed it as well.
And
Those them new cards is something special, babe.
where are they going?
Where are
Into
they
G4.
going?
They're
Well, they're
going
going
into
in a PC, aren't they?
and they're going into GeForce now as well.
Well, of course they are. It's Nvidia.
Yeah.
Well, more
So
importantly, is the upscale, the DLSS, that the AI that they can take a 720p image and upscale it to 4K, and it looks better than a native 4K image. I mean, that stuff's mind blowing.
yeah, and I'm looking forward to trying that. It's going to be sometime this month, so I'm going to give that a go. Uh, I know we'll mainly talk about Stadia on this show, but if you're interested in GeForce Now, I would give it a go. You can sit and you've got loads of games you can actually play for free. You can turn up on the GeForce Now. You can get a couple of games off Epic for free, and you can play them for free on GeForce Now without paying the £5 subscription a month, which gets you all the snazzy sort of things. GeForce
Yep.
Now is not perfect by any means, however. The qualities there. Some of the games I feel play better than they do on Stadia, and I don't like saying that, but unfortunately, that's in my opinion. That is what's happened.
We, Clive Illenden and I did a really good show Monday night, if I say so myself, it's a new format for Clive's Monday night chat show. So it's just the two of us having very grown-up conversations about Stadia and cloud gaming in general. I would really recommend that if you haven't watched it, go and watch it, because we go into this in some great detail, and we talk. I feel we give good justification as to why we believe that you shouldn't be writing Stadia off. It's irrelevant whether or not GeForce are doing things in a particular way, or Amazon are going to do things in a particular way, or PlayStation do things in a particular way, because our belief is that you'll see Stadia move to the left and separate shortly with its own brand of YouTube specific features, even if some of those features, Duncan, may be turning up in other platforms in a game near you soon.
Yeah, I would have loved to hear you. Would have loved to hear your thoughts if that news broke during your discussion.
I always stand by everything I say, even when I'm proved wrong.
Yeah, again, what I think with with crowd choice, with this Baldur's Gate situation, with crowd choice going into Twitch as well, is I think it'll be better baked into YouTube, and it'll be better in Stadia, because YouTube and Stadia are intertwined from the ground up, so it should work a lot better on YouTube and Stadia than it will on PC and Twitch.
Yeah. I mean, genuinely, I believe that there's room. There will be, like we said, if you turn on your telly right now, you've probably got a Netflix account, you've probably got iPlayer, BBC iPlayer if you're in the UK, and you maybe have an Amazon Prime as well, and possibly Freeview and possibly Sky TV. And there's room for them all to coexist, because they all have their own content, they all have their own specialities. There's stuff about each one of those that it makes it makes the monthly payment valid. And I think that what we'll see with GeForce and with Stadia and with others is that they'll all have their own strengths and weaknesses, and you'll find people saying, oh yeah, where is it? Oh, it's on that one. Okay, I'll fire that up then. And they'll have them all as an array. I mean, you said it before yourself, Duncan. Right now, you could buy all the available cloud gaming services, or you could subscribe to them all for like $20 a month or something.
Yep, exactly. I think I've been quite passionate about this. Going forward, platforms do not matter. You may have your favorite one to play on,
Yep.
but you're going to probably play on all different ones. And they're all going to be fighting for the best offers. It's just like the Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime. Yeah, you may subscribe to a couple of them, and you just jump in between them all. Like I worked it out, but it's was it £9 a month for Stadia, £5 a month for GeForce Now, 9 or is it £10 a month for PlayStation now. And then if you pay £15 a month for your xCloud one as well, so you've £35 a month, which is like less than a game a month, and you've got access to like 300 or 400 games. Where can you go wrong?
Yeah, no,
that,
absolutely.
I know that is a hell of a lot of money for people to pay each month, but then you don't have to pay that each month. There's going to be deals going about, like the GeForce Now one. You can pay £25, $25, and get 6 months of that for free. Or no, 6 months, you get 6 months access for that. Then you've got Stadia Pros, or you can get the £1 one. And then there's always them deals for Xbox Games Ultimate for like a couple of pounds. And PlayStation Now, you can pay for a year for like £40. You're going to have these options going forward where you can just pick and choose where you want to play and how you want to play.
Yeah. I'm going to butcher your name. Apologies for this, but Jake Vadra.
I just call him X.
X, who always, to be fair, is one of my favourite chat guys because he always has something really interesting to say. And he makes a really good point. What he's basically saying here is that, look, Baldur's Gate is not a Stadia exclusive. It never has been. It's not a Stadia published game. So the fact that they've kind of gone out there with a Stadia feature when it could be easily duplicated elsewhere, particularly Twitch. And we know, the Hyperscape, what they were talking about similar with Hyperscape. So, it is not a unique feature to YouTube. The implementation, I would hasten to add, I think is... I don't think I've seen the same implementation on Twitch, but he makes a good point. Should they, in your opinion, Duncan, should Stadia keep its Stadia-specific features for specific Stadia-exclusive games?
I think Stadia exclusive features should be on every single game they can get them onto, because it just proves the platform. I completely understand X's point there, because there has been some instances of like crowd choice on Twitch before, and I'm going to mention another game which is actually on Stadia. It's Border. It's another big game. Borderlands 3 had these features of I think they were maybe the early sort of test bed of it. For me, it's more significant because Baldur's Gate and Stadia have just been tied up together. Sort of like at a semi-exclusive basis. I think it's more the optics of it rather than it actually going there.
Yeah. You can see the headlines already. We don't want to contribute to that. This is a positive show, but it's news, and you broke it. So congratulations on that. Right, ladies and gentle spoons, we've literally reached the current. Oh, hang on. There's a finger wagging at me. He's either wanting to tell me off or he's got something else to break.
No, it's nothing else to break. It's just a Stadia Goats a point about a 5G contract with uncapped Stadia would be killer. Unfortunately, over here in the UK, we've already got them. So we can pick them up. What was yours? It's like £15-20 a month, which is ridiculous value over here, but just because of all the competition. No, we do. That is one of the advantages. But I say over here, that's most of the world but America, isn't it, in fairness? And I think most of the world, with the exception of America, Canada and Australia, has pretty much uncapped data on mobile and broadband packages, I think. Yes.
Right. First and foremost, thank you very much, chat, for persevering with our earlier technical gremlins. We were trying a new system out, or I am at least, and I intend to use it moving forward. But I just thought I'd try it this evening and see how it worked. So it needs a bit more work. So I appreciate the fact that you've all come back. It's very kind of you. And then we had some more stuff, but it's good. We ended up talking about the news, which is what this show is all about. So thank you for sticking with us. We will be back on Friday night. And as we said earlier, I'm looking forward to Friday, Rockstars at Night on Friday, because for the first time ever, we're going to have more than just PUBG to play with. We're going to have Bomber, and we're going to try maybe a little bit of Grid as well, just to warm things up.
And I'm going to beat Gem and all them.
And all them. Wow. Yeah, good. Of course you will, mate. Absolutely. Listen, you can do whatever you want. You know, you've read The Secret. Just you'll be fine, mate. You'll be fine. Guys, have a cracking rest of the week. And we will see you Friday night, if not before. Duncan, where can people find you if they really want to find you?
Yeah, do you really want to find me? Like, come on, I am Duncan the Doomsbringer. You can find me at Wonderscape on Twitter, and the best one to actually follow is Cloudy with a Chance of Games. So we're trying to get this going here because I've got an amazing team here, and some of them have been in chat. Warlock's been here, and Stadia Gamer's been here
Happy
as well.
Cloud Gamer.
Happy Cloud Gamer. Man, told
Absolutely.
you, wonderful team. So
Yeah.
thank you to all them.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, guys. Thanks for visiting. And you can find me wherever you find me. You found me already. That's good enough for me. Have a great week. Thanks for sticking with us. See you soon.